Good morning. I am Dr. Shanmukharao, lecturer in commerce, Government College Autonomous Rajahmundry. Today we discuss about the module 1, lesson 1.5, forfeiture of shares and reuse of forfeited shares. Okay. First of all, we can be discussing about the forfeiture of shares. When a shareholder failed to pay the call money on him, the company, if empowered by its article, may forfeit its shares. The forfeiture of shares means compulsory termination of the membership from the registers of the company, membership register. So, once the company issuing the shares, they may be collecting the money in the installment, on application, on allotment, on first call, on final call, like that. Application money first we can be received, then only we can be allotted. The shareholder may be paid or may not be paid at the time of allotment money or call money. If he is not paid, that means actually they can be whatever the given instruction to pay that call money or the allotment money, but he is not paid. Automatically, whatever the it is called as calls in arrears, it is arises. Once calls in arrears are arises, by way of favors of whatever the directors, according to the articles of association, they may be cancel the membership. So, for this purpose it is called as a forfeiture of shares. The Companies Act does not containing any specific provisions regarding to the forfeiture of shares. But the forfeiture of shares, whatever the rules and regulations are provided in the articles of association. That means the company, it can be prepared the articles of association in which they can be clearly mentioned about these provisions. So, it is also the one of the thing. And whatever the shareholders should be forfeited only for non-payment of the calls and not any other debts. That means who are not paid the call money only, then only they can be forfeited their share or seizing their membership. But not any debt or whatever the loan taken from the organization, it cannot be seized as a membership by way of forfeiture of shares. There is no right. So, the effect of the forfeiture of shares is that defaulting the shareholder lose all his rights in the shares and whatever the charges of their membership. All the rights he can be losing. Whatever the amount they can be paid so far, he is not receiving any single pie. That means it is that means they may not be receiving any amount. The board of directors passing the special resolution to that effect that such shares are to be forfeited based on the favors that mean mentioned or specified in the articles of association. The board of directors having the favors, basing that favors only they can be whatever the forfeiting the shares, but it must having the genuine case only shares by whatever the any other, అంటే దట్ మీన్ కావాలని వాళ్ళని ఎటువంటి పరిస్థితుల్లో కూడా ఇరికించకూడదు. కావాలని వాళ్ళ షేర్స్ని టార్గెట్ చేసి చేయడం, క్యాన్సిల్ చేయడం చేయకూడదు. ఇఫ్ ఈజ్ నాట్ పెయిడ్ ది కాల్ మనీ, దెన్ it is arising the calls in arrears. As per the instructions of the articles of association, they can be using their favors to forfeiting the shares. Okay, comes to the accounting treatment of the forfeiture of shares. Accounting treatment. When the shares are forfeited, the amount already paid by the shareholder whose shares are forfeited is transferred to separate account is called as share forfeited account. whatever the amount so far they can be paid, simply they can be transferred to forfeited account. On the forfeiture, the share capital has been debited. The share capital, it can be decreased. Cancellation of the membership, cancellation of the capital, because of that share capital is debited. And the calls in arrears, it can be credited, and the balance of the amount or the amount what they are paid so far, it is transferred to share forfeiture account. So the balance standing on this account is the capital benefit or the capital gain. That means this whatever the profit may not be using for the issuing of the dividends or some other cases. It is not the revenue profit, it is the capital benefit. It must be keeping in a separate thing. It can be using as a separate thing. So it appears in the liability side of the balance sheet. When the forfeited shares are reissued at discount, then the forfeited whatever the amount, share forfeited amount, whatever it may be available in our organization, in our balance sheet, in the liability side, they may be using if they are reissuing the shares at discount. Suppose 100 rupees share are issued to the public. One of the shareholder taking the one share, he paid 80 rupees only, is not paid 20 rupees as per the powers exercised by the board of directors. Due to not paying the final call amount of 20 rupees, his shares may be forfeited after giving the proper notice. Okay. Once the share is forfeited, again they can be reissuing to the public, reissuing to some others. So at the time of reissue, they may be issued at 100 rupees, no problem. They may be reissued at 110 rupees, that means 10 rupees is the premium, no problem. But if they can be reissued at discount 90 rupees, that 10 rupees discount must be made from the share forfeited account. This at the time of the share forfeited, whatever the benefit we can be receiving, from that we can be deducting. And another instruction is, in any cases the discount, it may not be exceeding what we can be getting the forfeited benefit. So మనకి 80 రూపీస్ వచ్చింది, ఎట్టి పరిస్థితుల్లో 80 రూపీస్ కంటే మించి డిస్కౌంట్ ఇవ్వకూడదు. సపోజ్ 50 రూపీస్ మనకి ఫర్ఫిటెడ్ నుంచి వచ్చింది, ఎట్ ఎనీ కేసెస్ వీ కెనాట్ బి గివెన్ మోర్ దెన్ 50 రూపీస్ డిస్కౌంట్. దట్ ఈస్ ద వాట్ ఎవర్ ద కేస్ వీ కెన్ బి ట్రీటెడ్. సో in this case, forfeiture of shares issued at par or at discount or at whatever the premium. When shares are reissued at par, when the shares issued at par are forfeited, the following entry is to be made. Share capital is decreases. How can it is possible to decreasing the share capital? Simply instead of the credit we can be debited. Share capital account to debtor. That means what extent we can be called per share into number of shares, that money we can be debited. To calls in arrears account to share forfeited account. Calls in arrears, what extent they are not paid so far, we can be mentioned that amount. And what the amount they are so far paid, it is transferred to share forfeited account. If the forfeiture of shares issued at a premium, that means when the shares are issued at a premium, the amount not paid by the shareholder and the shares are forfeited, the following entry is to be made. Share capital we can be debited, and share premium, what extent it is not collected, also be debited. Suppose 10 rupees we may be collecting the share premium. Out of the 10 rupees, we may be collecting whatever the 2 rupees and remaining 8 rupees may not be collected according to the premium. So, what extent the premium amount not collected we can be debited here. So, share capital account to debtor, share premium account to debtor, to calls in arrears account, to share forfeiture account. Next, forfeiture of shares if you are issued at a discount. When shares are issued at a discount, those shares are necessary to forfeited. What the entry we can be right? We can be discussed here. So, share capital account debtor, to calls in arrears account, to share discount account, next to share forfeiture account. So, shares discount is number of shares forfeited and discount allowed per share, we can be simply credited. At the time of whatever the issuing the shares at a discount we can be debited, now we can be credited. So, the journal entry is share capital account debtor, to calls in arrears account, to share discount account, to share forfeited account. So, this is the at the time of the shares are forfeited we can be discussed here. The shares are forfeited if it is issued at par, the shares are forfeited if it is issued at a premium, the shares are forfeited if the shares are issued at discount. Already forfeited, once we can be forfeited is completed, process is completed. Now comes to how to we can be reissuing the forfeited shares. How to whatever the completed to reissue the shares. Forfeited shares may be reissued by the company directors for any amount, whatever the amount it may be. And that means they may be issued, reissued at a discount, reissued at a premium, reissued at par. If the shares are issued at a discount, the discount should not exceed the forfeited amount. If the shares are reissued at a discount, the discount amount in any cases does not exceeding the amount what it is created in the forfeited account. So, there is no bar for reissue of the forfeited shares if you are issued at premium. At the time of the reissue of the shares, whatever the amount you can be collected as a premium, there is no restriction. But in case of the discount, it is restricted, it is does not exceeding the forfeited amount what it is created so far. We can be keep in the mind. So, the journal entry is bank account debtor, when we can be reissuing the forfeited share, bank amount we can be collected, bank account debtor, whatever the discount we can be issued at the time of reissue, it is meet from the share forfeited account. So, bank account debtor, share forfeited account debtor, to share capital account. So, we also be keeping in mind whatever the share, what if you are issuing the shares at discount, reissuing the shares at a discount, then only the forfeited account are debited, unless otherwise it may not be affected. Okay. So, for reissue of shares at a premium, in case of reissue of shares at premium, bank account debtor, share premium, bank account debtor, to share capital account, to share premium account. So, in this case a small whatever the correction, it is not appear the share forfeited account. Okay? It is not appear the share forfeited account. After reissue of forfeited shares, If there is any balance in the forfeited account, it should be transferred to capital reserve account by the following entry. Share forfeited account debtor to capital reserve account. Okay. So, in this case, bank account debtor, if you are given the discount to share forfeited account debtor to share capital account, or if you are collecting the premium, bank account debtor to share capital account to share premium account, share premium account. Pause. So, after reissue of the share capital, there is any balance in the forfeited amount, the share capital should be transferred to capital reserve account from following the entry. This is the procedure we can be applicable in the organization. Okay. So, in this case we can be, now we can be discussed in this whatever the lesson, the whatever the forfeiture of shares, when we can be forfeiture, who having the rights to forfeiting the shares. Forfeiture, forfeiture of the shares, it is the right having only whatever the board of directors, and there is no instructions, there is no further information regarding to the forfeiture of shares in the company's enactment. But the company, they can be prepared whatever the articles of association, they can be clearly mentioned the procedures and process, what the policies of the forfeiture of shares in the articles of association. As per the articles of association, directors, they may be whatever the forfeiting the shares. So, forfeiting of the shares is nothing but termination of the membership as a shareholder. So, this is the important point. Comes to the accounting treatment, when shares are forfeited, the amount already paid by the shareholder whose shares are forfeited is transferred to the separate account. That account, it is called as a share forfeited account. So, on forfeiture, the share capital account has been debited and it is reduced the share capital and called the dues, but not received will be credited in order to cancel their debts, the balance standing in the books. Okay. The balance standing in the books of accounts is the capital profit. It is appeared in the liability side of the balance sheet. When forfeited shares are reissued at a discount, the discount may be write off from the share forfeited account only, and the whatever the discount, it may not be exceeding what they are given the discount. So, this is the what we are discussed regarding to the forfeiture of shares. And now we can be comes to reissue of the forfeited shares. Reissue of the forfeited shares, so after forfeited the shares, they may be reissued at the premium or at the discount or the at par. At par or the premium, there is no problem, there is no restriction. Whatever the amount they may be additionally collected towards the premium, there is no restriction. But in case of if they are reissued at the discount, the discount, it does not exceeding the amount whatever the credited in the forfeited account. That means the forfeited, the amount does not exceed, the discount it is does not exceeding the forfeited amount, forfeited account amount. So, this is the what you are discussed here. In the next class, we can be discussing about the problems in respect of whatever the forfeiture of shares and reissue of the forfeited shares. Thank you.